The house was unusually quiet that evening. Amara sat beside her mother for long on the old sofa in the small living room. The air felt heavy, like something important was about to happen. Her mother had noticed the change in her daughter immediately. The silence, the fear, the way Amara avoided going near her uncle, not long after he was arrested. Finally, she turned to her gently. "Amara, my daughter, are you sure of what you told me?" she said softly. "Tell me the truth. Has he been hurting you?" Amara's small fingers twisted together in her lap. Her eyes remained fixed on the floor. Her heart was racing. For a long moment, she said nothing. The room felt tense. Then slowly, tears began to gather in her eyes. Her voice trembled as she finally whispered the whole truth she had been too afraid to say. Her mother froze again. At first, she could not believe what she had just heard. Her body became stiff with shock. Then suddenly, the shock turned into anger. A deep, protective anger that burned inside her chest. She stood up immediately. "Stay here," she told Amara firmly. Her footsteps were heavy as she walked toward the other room. Moments later, her uncle walked into the living room. "What is all this shouting about?" he asked impatiently. But the moment their eyes met, the tension exploded. "How dare you?" Amara's mother shouted. The man's expression quickly changed. Instead of shame, his face hardened with anger. "That girl is lying," he snapped loudly. Amara shrank back on the sofa. The argument became louder, voices rising, accusations flying across the room. But one thing was clear. Amara's mother had made up her mind. She walked over to her daughter and stood firmly beside her, like a shield. "No one will ever hurt you again," she said. Her voice was calm now, but it carried the strength of a mother ready to fight the world for her child. Within minutes, she was done packing their few belongings. Amara watched quietly, her small heart filled with a strange mixture of fear and relief. Soon, she held a small bag in her hand. Her mother opened the front door. Neither of them looked back. They stepped outside into the cool evening air. Behind them, the house that once felt like home now felt like a place filled with painful memories. Side by side, they began walking down the dusty road. Amara held her mother's hand tightly. Tears rolled down her cheeks as the emotions she had buried for so long finally broke free. Her mother knelt beside her and pulled her into a warm embrace. "It's over now," she whispered softly. "You are safe." For the first time in many weeks, Amara felt the weight inside her chest begin to disappear. That night, they stayed with a kind friend who welcomed them into her home. The room was small but peaceful. Amara sat quietly on the bed, looking around. It felt different, safer. Her mother sat beside her and gently held both of her hands. "Listen to me," she said lovingly. "No matter what happens, I and your dad will always protect you." Amara looked into her mother's eyes, and for the first time in a long while, a small, hopeful smile appeared on her face. Later at night, she stood by the window and looked outside at the quiet sky. The world suddenly felt bigger, brighter, full of possibilities. The pain of the past had not disappeared completely, but something new had begun. Hope. And with her mother standing beside her, Amara knew she would never face the darkness alone ever again. The end. Stay tuned for more exciting stories to come. Subscribe, follow.